Welcome into Davis High School for Rewind Sports Network's coverage of the Davis Darts and the Lone Peak Knights. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart along with you. Man, feel lucky that Dusty and Dane are in the same place.
I was going to say, it's good to see you, Dusty. It feels like it's been, a month or two?
We've only been texting for the last couple of weeks. I got a complex. But we'll start first with the Lone Peak Knights coming off that frustrating loss the other night to Syracuse. And Dan, you've seen this team play well. As they go backdoor to Isaac Staley, and he's fouled. And it'll be Isaac going the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, look, they got a lot of really good pieces. The length is back for Lone Peak. I don't know if they have an overpowering big yet, but they got shooters, right? And they have guys who can move. And Ike Staley, I love that backdoor cut and the vision there to get him the basketball. You draw contact. But I'll tell you one of the names to keep an eye on tonight, and we were talking about him before the game. And, that's Jackson Taylor, sophomore guard. Yep. And this young man, number 30, he's got an opportunity to be the next of those great Lone Peak shooters as Staley there at the line successful hits his first 2.
Yeah, I'll give you one more name we saw on Tuesday night. And it's going to be the Jackson pair, the 2 Jacksons.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Jackson Best coming off the bench. As we now get a chance to look at this Davis Dart team finding their way. As they will be definitely, both these teams, I think, will be deeper in the year to find their way to be in the conversation within the 6A state tournament.
The scary thing about Davis is it feels like every night it's somebody new who's leading them in points, right? Good play inside.
Burgess with the block and Staley with the dunk.
Boy, Staley has come out with an agenda tonight, huh? Get to the rim.
He had 4 points on Tuesday night against Syracuse.
That's not Ike basketball.
Oh, what a take and make by Whicker.
Whicker had a big game against Olympus. He was fantastic. They fell short that night, but he showed he's got scoring ability. Taylor
misses on the 3. Davis with the board. I thought that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the foot was on the line. I like Zach Fisher. This is a 6'6" junior. You see the length. He can shoot the outside, but he's one of their better guys inside as well. Good defender, very active. Number 4 for Davis, has a good future. Burgess
misses on the bunny. The ball's loose and the rebound claimed by the other Fisher, Alex Fisher. Cousins, not brothers or cousins, is Zacho's base, and he got fouled. I thought maybe it'd be a traveling violation.
And Alex has brought that long ball with him, was at Morgan the last couple years, one of the better three-point shooters at Morgan. Now at Davis, and boy, when he's feeling it, I mean, he fits the mold of Coach Sims' shooting offense.
Played his freshman year here at Davis and then went to Morgan and then said he wanted to play 6A basketball and moved back. As Fisher terminates on the base and back up top. Now, Zach Fisher sends out and Ike Morgan will reset the offense.
Shot clock's installed here at Davis.
Yes,
good to see.
We had the ones in the stands for game 1. Then they weren't here for the Northern Utah shootout. And they're back. Shot clock at 10. Outside with Morgan. 5 on the shot. Fisher with 3. Straight away, Whicker for 3. Back rim, to the rebound, tracked down by Taylor.
Fotheringham has really grown up this year too. We've seen him have big games, and there is the sophomore.
Jackson Taylor. I loved what I saw from him on Tuesday. You see a kid that just absolutely is just undaunted. He kind of falls into that, you talk about the great shooters, just that line of great guards.
Yeah.
Quincy Lewis, David Evans eras. But Rob Ross has one now. As there's a 3 from Fisher, no, and the rebound to Burgess.
Burgess getting good minutes tonight. How about Whicker?
Wicker's one of those guys that he just keeps fighting.
Yeah, he keeps coming. You know, one of the things for me, I've done a couple Lone Peak games. I feel like it's been tough for Burgess to find a rhythm and to really get engaged. He's had some foul trouble in games that I've done. Boy, 44 has been very active tonight for Lone Peak on both ends. Welcome sign for Coach Ross. This is a youngster that had some time last year, had big expectations for the 6'8" sophomore. I've loved his energy here just in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he had a frustrating end to that Syracuse game the other night, and I'd like to see him get out to a good start. He and Staley, both sophomores, and Taylor as well. This is a young Lone Peak team, and their youth is not going to keep them from competing within Region 4 and 6As. That ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Davis.
That is one of the things that I feel like I've seen from Lone Peak is the pressure has caused some challenges at times for this backcourt. They've got to figure out how to deal with that as the season goes on. It's only going to get worse, especially when you get in region play.
Right. Ike Morgan, and now 5-second closely guarded. And we'll go back to Lone Peak.
And I love that response from Thompson Kramer, right? Okay, we turn it over. Well, now I'm going to up my defensive intensity and win it back. That's a great response here from the Knights.
So Lone Peak basketball leading 7-4 outside of Taylor. Yeah, he got stuck in between there. He thought Staley was going to pop out, and he didn't.
Yep.
Talk about this Davis team, and not the start that they're accustomed to, especially the past couple of years. But they played a tough preseason schedule, including this game.
Yeah, they have, and really they've been in a lot of those games. I mean, you know, it's so many new faces and new guys that it takes time to kind of gel, right? And you think about last year's group, they returned so many guys from the year prior. It's just not the circumstance this year at Davis.
Yeah. But Staley sent back up top. Kramer off the screen of Burgess. When you think of Davis' schedule, played PG at Lehigh, played Olympus and lost at a buzzer beater by Jordy Barnes on Saturday. As Fotheringham goes base and draws the foul on Fisher. Nice take and near finish there by Fotheringham.
And I mean, I did a game at Skyridge in the Falcon Classic, and I mean, Fotheringham had like 14 in the first half. Absolutely went off for Lone Peak. And, you know, I've kind of thought of him more as a role guy, but he's shown that, hey, look, I can bring offense, contribute. Love the quickness there of the baseline drive and drawing contact and rewarded the line.
As Alex Fisher will come off the floor, and Coleman Atwater comes on. As Fotheringham goes 2 of 2 from the stripe. And a 5-point advantage for the Knights. Cross court, that ball knocked out of bounds by Burgess. It wasn't that long ago. This was the marquee matchup in the state of Utah.
Right.
They would have played in the preseason because it was, hey, no, we want to save it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Alabama versus Georgia. They just want to save it for the SEC championship game. Oh, Morgan pulled that one out, sent out to Atwater for 3.
Atwater has seen his minutes increase, and it's one of the things where Coach Sims has run a bunch of different lineups and no indication of any player. It's just, one, finding the right lineup, and then two, getting some of his depth minutes. And Coleman getting early minutes here tonight and paying that off with a big 3.
Now, he and I spoke about Coleman Atwater. He said, come off the bench. He goes, well, off the bench to start. He's like, all guys are kind of there. He's like, I don't really look at him as starters and bench guys.
Yeah.
And Atwater's a great spark.
Yes. And he's just a sophomore. I mean, he's a youngster as well for this Davis group.
Kramer send out to Fotheringham. Fotheringham off the bump, kissed it off the window and got it.
I mean, he just looks so much more organized offensively to me this year compared to last year. I love the growth of Luke Fotheringham in the offseason, and I don't say that to be negative.
Yeah.
It's just the work that he's put in and what it looks like this year on the floor just looks very different. That's a good news for Lone Peak.
Whicker kind of got stuck there, indecision. And you get that ball into Burgess. Chamberlain to the rim! Oh, what a dunk by Chamberlain Burgess.
Oh.
Timeout, Coach Sims. Could have been a +1, but what it is a posterization with 3 minutes left in the first.
I told you, his intensity has been there from the get-go, and Chamberlain with the finish through contact.
Welcome back into Davis High School. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart with you. Unlike one Chamberlain back in history, that Chamberlain was not afraid of the conflict. He was going to jump into it.
Look at that.
You like
Look
that?
at that.
I watch documentaries. I'm on every books. I watch a lot of documentaries. But what a play by... You talk about the aggression we went to the break, but just to see that difference in Chamberlain Burgess, seen on the rebounds,
Yep.
And certainly got after that one.
Well, and you can make that argument. I mean, look at that hard closeout
Yep.
by Chamberlain coming all the way from the paint to contest that 3.
Fisher come off the hezzy. kiss it off the window, and he's fouled.
Off the hezzy. Dusty's updating the lingo. He's
That's
fly.
old.
He's jiggy.
Yeah, that's old school, man.
You sent me a text, and I was like, man, yeah, Dusty, he's going back to the high school days.
Well, I had to go way back because when I put Tuddy back in the day, you're like, what is that? Like, well, I guess I watch way too much Dan Orlovsky and other guys.
By the way, I just realized I failed to respond to your text this morning. Yes, it is the most disrespectful thing ever.
Most certainly.
Ever.
Can't believe Dane Stewart is not named to any of the All-State teams.
It's ridiculous. What are we doing?
Some people just don't do their research. As 1 of 2 from the stripe with a 6-point lead from this one here on Lone Peak. 14-8 is the score inside the building. We'll match it. Getting that clock on your screen, unofficial. Try to keep it updated. That's why you'll see it change from time to time to make sure we're synced up. As Fatherham got that back, and Coach Ross takes the timeout. Give us a chance. We'll see if he goes full or 30.
Looks 30.
30 seconds. So we talk about that. So let's talk awards video, right? So we'll go back a little bit of football and gonna have a lot of fun. The awards video, it's our least favorite thing of the year every time we do it.
Look, it's our favorite coming up with candidates. Mm-hmm. It's our favorite interviewing the kids.
Yes.
It's our not favorite having to deal with feedback. And usually because
we're okay with feedback.
We ask for feedback.
Yeah.
But some of it is we can have a neutral, cordial conversation as opposed to throwing darts. Now look, I know we're at Davis High School, and Davis hasn't thrown any darts. I want to be clear with that. I was just having fun with the nickname, but you know, if you have an opinion, please share it.
Yeah.
But society seems to have lost a way to have a neutral conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't hate anybody. We're excited for that video, and we'll be coming out soon. As checking in the timeout was Jackson Best. He sends that up to Anbury. Now back over to Fotheringham. 5 on the shot clock. 4. Fotheringham off the window. No. Rebound. And a loose ball foul there on Fotheringham.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was contact there from Luke. Don't call me Cole Fotheringham.
I thought it was a good call. I thought he came
so?
into the body on the rebound, so I had no problem with that.
That's why there's 2 of us up here. Loose ball foul, no such thing as over the back.
Yeah.
There's Dusty's Gamely tutorial on that.
And hey, now with shot clocks here in the gym, news for Davis, there's now a mercy rule in high school basketball.
Right.
So 35-point spread in the 4th quarter, running clock.
Right.
FYI, rule change with shot clocks. That new in 22.
Eggett hands that one. Well, I thought he was going to hand back. Goes to Whicker. Now Fisher. Fisher down the baseline, blocked away by Burgess, and we have a whistle from the outside. And that will go on Burgess.
Going back to a thought, I haven't shared this with you. We'll talk at halftime. You know, I appreciate perspectives, but sometimes there are other players outside of your favorite program.
And we do see more than just that player.
That's maybe the underlying theme.
Yeah. And I guess we can leave that for all of our videos during basketball as well.
Yeah.
So that first free throw was no good.
And, you know, I mean, even as our basketball videos come out, there's 140 different basketball teams. And we try to touch on as many as we can. So do the math.
And that's boys and girls, right?
Yeah, 140 in boys, 140 in girls.
280.
And 10 to 12 players per roster, playing 2 to 3 games a week.
2,000 players. Can't know them all. Try.
Yeah.
So back to the action as Jackson Best goes down the base, leaves that one for Suarez, and up top, Chamberlain. Burgess!
Bam!
5 points and a half for Chamberlain.
When the 3 ball's falling for Lone Peak, that leads to good things. They've had a couple early ones here. That offense feeling very comfortable for Coach Rob Ross.
No, they called it a 2. It's 16-8. Someone's off. It's either Preston or it's inside. Over and over as Jackson Taylor knocks down his second 3.
And that was a pure rhythm shot for the sophomore.
Cross court into the corner now. Fisher can't get the answer. Best with the board, loses it, and now timeout granted to Coach Ross with 46 seconds left in the quarter.
How about a 10-point lead? And boy, I mean, felt like last year Lone Peak, they were playing so much youth that you never really, I don't want to say you didn't find that rhythm, but it just wasn't gelling because there was just so much inexperience. I have to play against more experienced guys. You're seeing fruits of that right now, right? I mean, this first quarter for Lone Peak, the intensity, the hustle, and the locked in on the offensive end has been spectacular.
Well, this game last year to this year, you see the difference. I'll say this much. I was there on Tuesday, especially late in the second half. I think there's plenty of film for Coach Ross to show his guys about effort, desire, and want to.
Yep.
There was a lot of that film to clean up, and seeing it cleaned up, at least here in the first quarter.
Well, and the amazing thing is you can see how quickly that takes teams out of rhythm. Jackson hits that three, and what does Davis do? Quick three from the corner on a late closeout. It's a bit of a rush shot, and it's a quick one and done that allows Lone Peak to get the basketball right back, right? You can put pressure on the opposing team, and then that just helps you to lengthen that lead out, and we've seen that here in the first quarter.
Burgess still hanging. 5-second close cigar was close, and Barry cross court, lift out the triple. Rebound to Fisher. Ahead to Atwater.
Important for Davis, you don't have to make a 10-point play. You can kind of cut your way back in this one, possession by possession.
Whicker for three, back rammed, rebound, loose, but in the hands of Jackson Best with 15 seconds, quickly ahead, Chamberlain. Burgess was going for a second dunk, gets the foul. It'll be Burgess going to the line for 2 free throws.
Big man running the floor, able to get it up and find him. And you know, the amazing thing when you think about Lone Peak, they have some really nice wins this year, and then they have some losses like, ooh, you know, it feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing, right? But you see the progress there, and tonight's been one of those steps forward.
Well, it's that youth. Goes 1 of 2 from the stripe, 5 seconds on the game clock. Atwater with 3. Atwater with 2. Atwater step back, can't get it off. Nice defense there from Suarez, as that will close the first quarter, and a great quarter for Lone Peak. The Knights shoot the ball well from the outside and take an 11-point lead heading into the second quarter. You are watching Lone Peak and Davis basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. And welcome back in, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. Lone Peak and Davis basketball presented by Heidemann and Associates. We cover both these teams all year long.
Yeah.
Part of the Rewind Sports Network. That's why we're so familiar with them, besides the fact that we enjoy the programs. But
we're bringing, you know, Dusty's Lone Peak knowledge and Dane's Davis knowledge, and we combine it for the ultimate broadcast.
Absolutely. Hey, we go way back. Jay Welk versus Quincy Lewis.
The reality is these are both Dusty programs. But I have to throw my name in with something.
The second Dusty diehards were the Davis Starts.
Yeah, although, look, the Farmington almost has more student section here tonight than Davis.
Absolutely stunned by that. Just shocked. Thought we see the kids in the camouflage, just nice ball movement, and Eggett lays that one up and in.
It's good ball movement, and Caden Eggett has been a real surprise for me for this Davis group. Plays a lot bigger than he is. Important for him to get going. He's one of their top scorers.
As Suarez draws the foul. And I'm going to apologize because I've seen the roster with it. Sanchez, the PA guy at Lone Peak, called him Suarez.
And Jorge Suarez has been really good. The games I've done, the physicality he's brought, good enough offensively where he shoots a pretty good clip. They don't, run a lot of offense through him, but when he's got to carry that load, he's got that ability. He's got a really, really nice aspect to his game for the 6'5" senior.
The substitutions come in for Coach Chad Sims. Jonathan Gordon, as that free throw was good. Checks in for the first time along with Josh McKnight. So, foul on the baseline.
Trying to draw the offensive foul there. That's a tough one to try to convince an official on.
Region 1, it happens. That is a Region 1 special sometimes.
Well, that one wasn't even in the restricted area. That was flat out behind the backboard. So
Region 1 special, that happens sometimes. Rebound quickly to Eggett. Because we had one in the Lone Peak Syracuse game on Tuesday night.
I'll tell you, I did a game with Andrew Blanchard last week. You would love a game with Andrew Blanchard because he just kept going on about how officials love to practice the charge call in the mirror. So that's Coach Blanchard's philosophy.
Brandon, we got to do this. We got to rectify that. And now the next thing for me, the strap. I don't understand. We have such great engineers in the state of Utah. Why do we have a strap and a pole in play? Oh man, Whicker just gets that off.
Yeah, he might have gotten away with a bit of a jump stop there.
To the corner, 3 short, and a ball out of bounds off the Egget, and will be a Lone Peak ball as Josh McKnight could not get the triple to fall.
Yeah, friendly fire there as McKnight was going for the board, and Egget as well, just the last to touch it.
So Kramer to Best. Jackson, nice move inside. Foul or jump ball? Jump ball. And possession arrow belongs to Lone Peak.
Good call there. Hey, here's a question for you, since we haven't had much time to talk. Have you seen Coach's box be enforced this year?
No. No. And I'm glad. I'm fine with it.
Oh.
No, I have not seen it.
I got to catch you up then.
Okay.
You've missed some happenings, Dusty.
As Whicker comes off the floor. We say that. I did 16 games last weekend, but the only thing I had was a sideline warning to the players. It was one of the funniest things ever. Team from Texas jump up.
Yeah.
And they stopped that game and warned. And my favorite thing was, sir, that's the weirdest warning I've ever heard. That was a. What are we doing?
I had that at Cedar Valley. The Westlake bench was given a warning, and Coach Carling was like, "Wait, what?" I mean, I couldn't hear.
For
it, but
jumping
you could just
up.
see.
Yeah.
They jumped up after a player made a 3.
No. Jackson Best from the corner.
Yeah.
And Best fouled on the 3. It'll be Best going the line to shoot.
See, because here's the interesting thing. So Best takes that shot. The whole Lone Peak bench just stood up. We walking over and warning them. And it's one where it's like it almost feels situational at times.
Yeah.
And I don't know the situation at which.
After a big play. So it was after a dunk in the one game I had, and it was warning, hey, we're going to give you. It's like, well, it's a dunk. And so I went and asked the people from Texas and said, hey, what's it like? He's like, have you not seen our videos? I said, no. He goes, yeah, that was mild. So the next game was Duncanville versus Notre Dame, a national game, right? Got Ron Holland going to Texas, a bunch of guys from Duncanville going everywhere, and then Dusty Stromer's going to Gonzaga. And I went and talked to a good friend of ours. I'll tell you at the break who it was. I said, hey, are you enforcing a sideline rule? What do you mean? And I brought it up. He goes, noted.
Well, so I was doing a game at Skyridge, and an in-state coach got teed up on, I couldn't tell what or why. I'm not saying it wasn't justified. There could have been verbiage. Was told to go to his box, and he said, well, he's not in his box. And so then we had coaching box enforcement for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay.
Egget can't get that one to go. Gets it back. Comes back to the other side, and the mic and drill does not work. Quickly on the run. Here comes Jackson Best. Best. Euro and scores.
Boy, that almost looks like he gets caught up and somehow able to stay with it through the forced hesitation. Look at a nice finish, 16-point game, my goodness.
Sent out for 3 and got it. Josh McKnight.
Much needed to just try to keep stuff positive here for Davis, keep some rhythm, but man, this Lone Peak defense completely taking them out of what they've been accustomed to doing.
Gordon hounding Staley, and that ball's thrown away. McKnight right there.
You mentioned it, all initiated there by Jonathan Gordon.
Ike Morgan comes off the screen to Egget. Ike in the lane, sends out, and we got a foul before the pass. That ball, I fouled the ball on Kramer. They've been down along the baseline. That'll be the 7th team foul, be 1-1 free throws. So Ike Morgan go back to the stripe.
Little coaching moment there for Coach Ross. Staley was kind of walking down to the angle, and he's like, no. Gotta stay out of the vision.
Right.
Don't want to give him an extra one.
There's Kramer. Hanging, looking, waiting for someone on. Gets it off to Burgess. Chamberlain. Goes back door to Staley. Staley got around Morgan and one.
How about the recognition there by Ike? Another backdoor cut. Sees the help defense comes over, realizes has to come to the middle, and then able to absorb the contact, hang, and hit. We talk about progression year over year, development. Ike Staley taking that next step in his career.
Yeah. We're talking about just a sophomore, played a lot of time as a freshman, especially toward the end of the year. He and Chamberlain Burgess both as he completes the three-point play. The son of Dustin Staley and the nephew of one of the two of us, one of our favorite players, and Luke Staley. As Morgan comes off the screen. Alex Fisher reverses course, sends over to Ike Morgan.
Good defense there by Chamberlain, staying right with the drive there of Fisher.
So foul on the drive will sink the clock up. 4:23 left in the half. But Ike Morgan at the line for 2 free throws. As Jackson Taylor will come back on for Jackson Best. And back on also is Jason Burton. As Alex Fisher comes back on. So Morgan hits the front end of 1-1. 18 fouls on Lone Peak, 6 on Davis. The possession now belongs to the Darts as well.
Did you notice Chantry in the house?
I did. JV coach.
Yeah. Fun to see him on the bench, isn't it?
Is it fun and also makes me feel super old? You think I feel even more old that guys have babies and stuff? And
Yeah.
We're coming super close to calling games of children of guys that we did games of.
Yep.
Taylor misses on that. Ball gets out to Staley. Ike. Oh, nice find backside to Suarez.
Boy, the punch out to get it to Ike. And a young man who's been aggressive today on the drive, willing to share it there, capture the assist as Lone Peak has doubled up Davis.
And Davis is used to that. This was almost the same score that the PG game I did as Whicker misses on that. Staley lost it because he didn't want to travel. Whicker jackknife it up and crawls in.
Colby Whicker, the more you watch him, the more impressed you become with the different tools he has to work with. Even that one, that's a tough shot to take kind of through traffic and get a nice finish.
Oh, erased by Fisher. Suarez sends out to Burgess, loses the handle. Here comes Morgan and the Darts on the run. Morgan goes at Taylor. Nothing there as he comes the other way after the board to Burton. Into Suarez. Travels.
Yep, drug it.
Well, a lot happening on those last couple possessions.
Yeah.
Taylor still, or probably Morgan rather, still pleading his case that he was fouled in this end. Morgan goes at Burton, terminates, waits. Out to Atwater. Colby is past Burgess to the rim. No. Rebound to Staley. Isaac. Oh, nice find to Burgess and jump ball. Possession arrow will belong to Lone Peak.
How about the burst? That's was that Staley put on?
Yeah.
I mean, man, it's like it looks like he's D'd up, and next thing you know, he's around it. I mean, just the quickness that we've seen off the bounce tonight from Lone Peak. It's been Burgess, it's been Staley, a lot of guys really successful opening up those driving lanes with a quick first step.
Ready for a fun fact?
Yeah, I love fun facts.
One of the teammates of Dustin Staley. Oh, they're going to lob this one up to Fisher. Got him. Of Ike Staley's father, Dustin, one of your old broadcast partners, Doug Henstrom, as Jackson Best left that one short. They were good friends. Both went to medical school. They're still good friends.
How about that?
Yeah. Both corners at BYU. One played more corner than the other. That was Dustin. Doug was a Steve Tasker of BYU football for 4 years, which Luke Henstrom became the Steve Tasker Region 4 football for Corner Canyon. Yeah. It all comes full circle. Zamberry set to check in at the next dead ball. Ike working off the screen of Burgess. Went off the foot of Isaac. No, it's off of, my bad, off of Whicker. But Davis hanging here, down 12. this is a team, as I talked about, against PG, it was 31-16, and they came back in the game, took the lead in that one. And they did the same thing at Lehigh.
Yeah, they certainly have the ability. They can put up points in a hurry, and they can get after you defensively as well. It really just takes a couple stops, get that confidence going, find your rhythm. And, really these last 2 minutes of this first half can go a long way in helping with that.
And Burgess and Morgan get tied up, and there'll be a foul on Morgan. And 1-1 free throws to Chamberlain Burgess as Jorge Suarez comes back on.
Chamberlain's played with an edge tonight.
Yes,
even that play, bodies are on the floor, and nothing malicious there, but you can kind of see there's a bit of an edge to how that play unfolds, and a bit of mentality tonight, and it's led to good things for him.
Hit the front end, earned the second, and it goes off the back of the iron, and it is cleared by Davis. Go inside of 2 minutes left in the half. Morgan outside to Fisher. Off the screen. Back to Atwater. Coleman with the jab step. Still working it. Nice find inside to Fisher. Takes a bump. Gets the foul. As that will be Fisher going to the line for 2 free throws.
Really well executed. Love getting into the baseline, looking for that cutter through the middle. And Staley there called for the foul. He's trying to push Fisher there towards the backboard. It's the right call. It's a good call. And an opportunity here for the big man ahead of the line.
Zach misses the first. As Kramer and Suarez come on, and Staley and Burgess will come off. Fisher missed the first, got one more. And a lane violation. No bucket.
Oof.
So a chance to get 2 with this clock stopped, and
there's been a lot of shaking the heads and hand to the foreheads on that Davis sideline. Another one there is a couple of times where they just haven't been able to help themselves.
Kramer, nice defense by Morgan, draws the turnover. Quickly ahead, here comes Morgan. Leaves it for Eggett. Minute 20 left in the half. As Morgan goes to Eggett up top, double team comes. Suarez isn't called for the swipe there. And it'll be 1-1 free throws and a chance again to score at the clock stop. So it'll be double bonus free throw, so 2 coming the way of Eggett. But I hope you've enjoyed all the basketball coverage. Last week, Dane, we did 26 games on the Rewind Sports Network, just last week.
Yeah, I know, I'm feeling it. I was going to have Monday night at home, and I text from my wife and says, hey, we got free tickets to Hale. So I ended up going to Hale. So I literally have not been home for over a week. And I don't even know where to go anymore. That's why I feel like I'm just sleeping in my car. Been a busy winter, but it's been great.
It is the thing in basketball season. It is the March to March. And Kramer gets inside and finishes.
How about that drive? Thompson Kramer, kind of the unsung guy on this Lone Peak lineup. Gets a lot of minutes. Overshadowed, maybe overspoken by us on a lot of his teammates. Love that drive there by Kramer.
Foul on the screen. Going to go against, I believe, Suarez.
I think Taylor.
Oh, it's on Taylor. My bad. So Taylor draws the foul, number 1 on Taylor. Now here's the other thing to Taylor. I'm trying to think of a body type guy we've seen from Lone Peak, and I don't have a match. Because if you could have told me he was a junior, and I would have believed it. The Emorys were a little longer. Ah, there it is. It's Tyler Hawes-ish. Tyler was a little more compact. Number 30, doesn't hurt either. Tyler may be watching. So Tyler, you can tell me if I'm wrong. As free throws come off of Mark.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't have a good memory. Doesn't he feel like he might be a little thicker than Tyler?
So I'm saying it's pretty similar. Yeah, he's a little, yeah. Tyler's not as long as TJ was, or is. I shouldn't say was, is. As Kramer sends out the best free throw line. Jay got it. Such a quick shot.
Yeah.
For Best.
Unofficially, he's got 7 points here in the second quarter.
His shot clock turned off as it goes inside in 20 seconds. Down to 10. Morgan, strong drive, and the foul will be to Best. With, just shy of 9 seconds to go. And it'll be 2 more free throws. And again, a chance to get this down to 11 points from the free throw line. If they can hit the free throws for Davis.
Like Morgan's had big minutes this year for the Darks. Boy, misses the front end there. He's been solid. Had a great game against Olympus, dealing with a really good backcourt in that one.
So Morgan lipped out the first. Splits the pair. Kramer with 3. And Barry has that one sent back to him. That's after the horn sounds. And that will do it for the first half of play. Lone Peak came out swinging, led by Burgess and Staley. And 7 points from Best. It is 37-23 Knights as we go to the break. You're watching Davis and Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. And welcome back into Davis High School. Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart. A 14-point Lone Peak lead. And Dane, I mean, Lone Peak, that's as good as a half that Coach Ross has seen from his Knights.
It's been really strong. And look, they've put together really good halves, good games. If you're Davis, you just got to find a way to get a couple stops in this one. And I mean, when Luke Fotheringham kind of, straight up at you, 17 feet away, probably not the defensive start that you would like to have seen, right? A little bit too much space there, but Davis has not looked their normal self. And we'll see if that 3 from Eggett can help kind of find their rhythm here in this second half.
Eggett now with 6 points, leading.
I mean, 29% from the floor for Davis. That's well below any average. 58% from the line, just 25% from beyond the arc. Again, that's not what we've seen from them all year long.
Isaac Staley for 3, and Staley now in double figures.
And when you look at Lone Peak, 55% from the floor in the first half, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc in the first half, 86% of the line. Tale of 2 halves. That's why it's a double-digit difference at the break.
Eggett pumped the 3. Now give it back up top to Morgan. 15 on the shot. Ike inside out to Eggett. Back to it, or probably long on it, and ball off of Lone Peak. And we'll stay here with Davis, so a fresh shot clock for the Darts. And for Davis, it was Colby Whicker, leading scorer, 6 points. We'll talk about the frustrating woes from the floor. As Whicker pumps the 3, Fotheringham goes by. Now pulls, online but long. Gets his own board. Hanging in the paint, close to a 3-second call. And timeout granted to Coach Chad Sims. But you see this Lone Peak defense, Dane. If there's things that travel, we talk about defense, and that's one of them, and they're still showing it.
It's one of the things. I was having a conversation with someone last week, and I said, you see elements of that offense getting back to what you think of Lone Peak. Still kind of waiting to see that defense get back. What we've seen tonight, this is the best defensive performance I've seen from this group in over a year.
Right.
I mean, they have been aggressive on closeout. They've been physical. Rebounding the basketball, they have the edge there. We talk about the shooting percentages from Davis. Everything's been challenged, difficult, nothing open.
Right.
They've been moving. And to me, it's by far the best defensive effort that we've seen in years from Lone Peak.
I've been really strong to see these young group. We got 3 sophomores on the floor right now.
I mean, that's the amazing thing. Luke Fotheringham, a senior, he's on the floor. But Staley, sophomore, Best, he's a senior. But he's not on the floor. My bad. Kramer, junior, he's on the floor.
Fisher,
just a sophomore. I mean, there's a lot of youth that's helping to contribute to the defensive performance.
Fisher draws the foul to put Fisher at the line for 2 free throws. As Zach Fisher Shockingly, only had the one field goal in the first half. See if he can get it going here in the second. And knocks down the first of 2 from the stripe. And got them both. Oh, it was the net. I was trying to see if someone was coming on the floor. The net was stuck after the free throw. So down the floor with Thompson Kramer. For Fotheringham. Send back up. Kramer, now Staley. And the foul. Traveling violation. Thought they would get Whicker getting into the body.
I thought so too. I thought that Whicker was probably aggressive on that closeout. Came into Staley. Ike was thinking the same thing. There's one stop.
You put zeros on one end and crooked numbers on the other. Down 14. Send over to Whicker. Up top, Eggett. Fisher, ball's taken away by Taylor. Here comes Burgess. He's got Fotheringham with him. Chamberlain pirouette and called for the charge.
Yeah, you could see that the writing on the wall on that one, right? You mentioned he's got Fotheringham with him. Just move that ball over. I know you want to be aggressive, get to the rim. It's 2-on-1. I mean, make the easy play.
Hey, just like you learn in D3 or in D3, yeah, D3. Make him commit. There you go.
I still have yet to see that.
It's not great.
That's what I've heard.
Atwater. Fisher back into the corner. Fisher for 3.
We can put a man on the moon.
We can't get a pull out of the way.
You know the reference there? That's a Brian Regan.
Oh, right.
Can put a man on the moon, but I can't get a phone cord to straighten out. It won't bunch up.
But we can't get a pull and a strap out of
we can't get
play.
Yeah.
As Fotheringham backs out. Hands off to Staley. 10 seconds on the shot clock, out to Fotheringham. Nice find inside to Suarez, and Suarez fouled by, I believe it was Atwater. It'll be free throws to Jorge Suarez.
We talk about the easy play, the right play, that help defense comes over, take away the drive, and you've got that easy handoff inside. It's the right play, the easy play by Luke, and it rewards Jorge here with a trip to the line.
As Suarez knocks down the first. You know it's bad. I want to make a movie reference nickname for Jorge Suarez, but I don't know that he even get it. His dad would get it. They call him Suarez E. Suarez. It's Chavez E. Chavez and Young Guns. Goes 1 of 2. It'll stick.
I might have seen Young Guns, but it was a long time ago, if I did.
Check it out. Still good. Out to Fisher for 3. Let's see if that gets this Davis offense going.
And they would love to get him going.
Yeah.
We talk about when he hits that long ball, he finds his rhythm. He can be as hot as anyone.
Staley.
We can put a man on the moon.
Get the strap and the pull out of play. Up the floor. See, I threw it up here. Get mad about the strap. So here comes Fisher. Goes down the baseline to Fisher. Zach goes at Staley. Got inside and got the bucket.
Such a good job there by Zach to set up that turnaround. And I like Staley being right there on him, aggressive. Sometimes, I don't want to say concede, but you don't want to be overly aggressive and add extra damage to the play.
The second chance opportunities. Kramer sends out to Staley. Quickly back in. Suarez misses on the bunny. Now on the push with Davis.
It's kind of awkward. Couldn't tell if Eggett maybe got a piece or not, but we play through.
Into the corner. Fisher again for 3. No. Backside board to Atwater. Back up and in.
This game back to single digits, Dusty. We talked about Davis. They've got runs in them. Offense can show up. defensive intensity back. Here come the Darks.
3:37 left in the third. You're watching Davis and Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. 3:37 left in the third quarter. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart with you in an 8-point ball game as Davis. Look, this is exactly how that game went against PG and then against Lehigh, where Dennis looked up, oh, it's an 8-point game.
They've cut it in half. And, we've seen better rebounding, offensive, second, third chance opportunities. We've seen defense. Here's another stop.
Suarez gets on the floor. Wanted to travel and then get it. And that's off of Lone Peak. Could be Davis ball.
Have you heard of this kills concept?
The what?
Kills?
No.
So it's growing in popularity amongst coaches. The concept, 3 consecutive stops on the defensive end marks a kill, right? And I was talking with the coach this week. He said, our metric is 5 kills a game. We do that, we feel like we're going to come out victorious. But you see kills starting to become a factor here for Davis, where it's consecutive stops and then relying on their offense to execute in a possession. We've seen better execution offensively, more stops. Tide's turning here for the Darks.
Yeah. Foul on the play, going to go to Suarez, number 2 on Jorge. Don't know if you've seen the movie Rocker. That's what I was thinking of. Pills. You ever heard of Pills? I'll tell you what it means after. Highly underrated film. Fisher into the corner. Atwater will pull for 3. Coleman Atwater makes it a 5-point game. Here come the Darks. Back on their end, Suarez. Push it back up to 7.
That's what Lone Peak did such a good job of in the first half, and I love the run out there, get the ball up, speeding up the tempo of this game, speeding up Davis.
Fisher, oh, that was online but long. Tracked down by Alex Fisher.
Another offensive board. I think they only had like 2 in the first half. They've got to have 3 or 4 here already just in these first 6 minutes.
Zach sends up to Eggett, now to Alex Fisher. And back to Whicker. Whicker now on the baseline. Eggett got past Suarez and lays it in.
Boy, what a play by Eggett. Talking about this young man, plays bigger than he looks. You saw Jorge, he's going to battle and almost kind of pulls the rug out from under him offensively.
Taylor can't get that one. Board is Zach Fisher. Chance to make it a 1-possession game for Davis. Atwater. Coleman in the lane. Coleman to the rim and lays it in, and it's a 3-point game.
Boy, the sophomore Coleman Atwater having a big quarter here, Dusty.
And there's a foul, going to be charged to Eggett. As Kramer going to come back on for Coach Ross. This is Lone Peak looking for a bucket. Jackson Best along the baseline and scores. The pretty good option there, number 3.
Yeah, we talk about he's had some big games over the last week for Lone Peak. And good on the senior for stepping up here in a moment. We talk about Davis making a charge. Sometimes you just need experience to come through and help get you back in your rhythm.
Good hands by Kramer. 3-on-2, Jackson Best, and his foul, and it'll put Best at the line for 2 free throws.
Atwater knew it. You're trying to go for that block, and you just come across the head there with contact.
This isn't a knock at a kid. I talked to his dad. He likes our stuff. You could have told me he was a sophomore, too. I would have totally believed it. This free throw's good.
The best part of that setup was, this isn't odd. I talked to his dad. He likes our stuff. Here's the disclaimer.
We're good.
Happy, we're good. Here we go.
You got to know you have equity built up before you say something like that. Papa Best, I'm sure, will have a chuckle about it next week at a home game as Best goes 1 of 2. Quickly down the floor with Atwater. 1:05 left in the quarter. Coleman and Barry +1.
9 points in the quarter for Coleman Atwater. Unofficially 12 in the game.
The lefty love taken out all the way to the hole. And we told you, like I said, when it was 31-16 or 15, they've done this before. this team just will stay with it as Eggett will come off the floor in favor of Josh McKnight. And Coleman completes the three-point play.
I don't know what he said at halftime, but this Davis Dart squad is fired up.
His best. Drops that ball inside to Suarez, goes at Fisher, and Jorge right to the rim.
Told you, the big man, Jorge. It feels like every game I've done, he's made big plays like that. Timely plays.
Shut down that drive, did Suarez, now on the back of Fisher. Zach sends that ball out to Atwater, 15 on the shot. Atwater off the screen, I've got a foul, yep. Fisher had to kind of go after that screen.
Kind of led into it with his shoulder there. But plays like that can just really stymie momentum when you're building it, right? And now you go from having a chance to get back to one possession, Lone Peak. They can push this back up to 8. It's such a big swing late in a quarter.
Lone Peak fans remember that end of the second quarter on Tuesday night. It was 32-32, and it was a 7-0 close for Syracuse going into the break. And they have a chance to do the same thing here. Kramer with 10, up to Best. Jackson, step back straight away for 3.
I don't know how he had room for that step back. That's a big stride.
At the horn. It's an 8-point game going to the fourth quarter. Davis got within a possession, but Lone Peak on a burst takes an 8-point lead to the fourth quarter. You're watching Lone Peak and Davis basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter, Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart with it. Davis made the charge. Dane, I think we learned a lot about both these teams. Davis gets that down to one possession. Lone Peak gets the stops to push it back up to 8.
Yeah, but I think talk about the offensive foul, then the made 3. That's a big swing. Davis has had responses. I think the first 2 minutes of this fourth quarter are going to be really key to see, can Davis put together another charge? Yes, they can.
Alex Fisher kiss it off the window, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line looking for the old-fashioned 3 to get it back to a 5-point game.
And the fouls adding up here is 15 foul on Lone Peak, 4 on Davis. This game, free throws going to be a piece of it. We talked about the poor free throw shooting in the first half for Davis. Can they remedy that here in the fourth quarter?
And Fisher front irons that free throw, so a 6-point ball game. Kramer works off the screen of Fotheringham. Fotheringham sends out the Best. Jackson in the lane, gets it up short.
It's a good contest.
Board and is fouled by Atwater. It'll be 2 free throws coming the way of Jackson Best.
That's a really good contest there defensively for Davis by Fisher. But man, you talk about stick-to-itiveness. Jackson Best, one of the top scorers tonight for Lone Peak, and he has truly played like the best.
It's the first. I remember on the team last year. I'm like scanning my brain.
Yeah.
And it goes 2-2. Back the other way, got the bucket.
Talk about a different guy every game for Davis. It's been Coleman Atwater in the second half.
Saw Atwater during the fall in the top 50 along with Staley, Burgess. Have yet to see Swiggett.
Yeah, he's been dealing with an injury.
Yeah. That's timeout. Not 5 seconds close to guard it. Everyone there thought it was the same thing. I did too. But timeout, granted, Coach Ross full timeout. We'll step out with him. You're watching Lone Peak and Davis basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart with you. As always, the Rewind Sports Network brought to you by Heinemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you. You'll get a free consultation. We let them know that Rewind sent you. Fotheringham for 3. How about the answer for Lone Peak time and time again? And it's multiple guys get it done for Coach Ross.
Boy, and when you have length that can stroke it, talk about Luke can do just a little bit of everything. Big time made 3 there for the senior.
Atwater, Whicker.
Little 1-3-1 here.
It's Quincy Lewis D. Cross court. On the angle, Fisher. Back rims a triple, backside board to Whicker. Now Zach Fisher, press shot block, goes inside, extra pass to Egg, a block from Burgess.
Great help there by Chamberlain. Looked like that did all the work to get a good look, but the length there collapsing down, and that's the toughness of that 1-3-1. Burgess away a lot of the rim.
Short on the three, Kramer couldn't save it. I get where Chamberlain was thinking. He had the natural music going in his head. Just didn't get it to fall. 9-point ball game, got it down to 3. To Davis after trailing by 16. Whicker, 4-3.
Been a while since we've heard from Colby Whicker. That's a long range 3 against that zone.
He's a kid we talked about earlier, just keeps coming. Here's Isaac Staley. Young man had a game winner earlier in this season at the Horn. It's that one to go 2. And now near +1 here for Colby Whicker. They put that at the line for 2 free throws. That foul will go to Staley. It'll be the 7th team foul on the Knights. Well, I already had it up, so it's 6. But it'll be free throws remaining 5:07.
Yeah.
Whicker got the first, got them both. The Zanberry will come on for Staley, as that's his 4th personal foul. There's the inside of 5 minutes left. Find Anberry, backside blocked away by Coleman Atwater.
Boy, Davis went to his own themselves, and a beautiful job by Anberry recognizing, and Lone Peak gives him the basketball, but how about the collapse by Coleman to deny it at the rim? Great recovery.
Got it so clean, it could have been a jump ball.
Yes.
Atwater cut off on the baseline by Anberry, sent out Whicker. 4-3, Colby Whicker on a personal 8-0 run.
Probably the guy you don't want to lose in that zone, and he makes him pay.
Probably 8-2 run. Anberry misses. Backside board to Burgess. Chamberlain. Back rim to the rebound to Eggett. And a chance to tie or get within 1. Tied at 60. Colin Atwater.
The lefty with the step back tray. And the comeback has been completed. We got a new ball game here.
Davis students are going to be so mad they missed this one.
Yeah.
3:55 on a rolling clock in the 4th quarter. Cross court to Best. Jackson. Back up top. Kramer. Into the corner. Anberry. Nice job there by Fisher.
Who's going to be the guy?
Fotheringham. Back rimmed. And the rebound taken by Eggett. And now a chance to take the lead for Davis, who's not led since 2-0. Ten second violation on Atwater.
Oh.
And 24 on the shot clock.
Yeah. Boy, those were the kind of mistakes in the first half that killed Davis. Dug the hole. Can't have those. Can't have those. Tough.
Donovan Mitchell in the bubble. He still thinks about that.
Yeah. Although he's having a lot more fun now.
Inside of Anberry, foul by Eggett.
I'm not a big NBA guy. You know this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, hey, this is nothing personal, but man, I hated it there. This is so much better. It's just interesting, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden, national media loves Donovan Mitchell. He's a championship caliber player. But at the floor, at the line is Anberry. It's the first of 2. And that came off the bench here for Coach Ross. Going to get some minutes with Staley with 1 foul left. Zanberry calmly knocks down both those free throws. And it's a 62-60 lead for Lone Peak. Atwater. Junction J, got it.
Boy, how about the smoothness of that Burgess? We talked about the length. That's a good closeout, hand right in the face. Sophomore still able to hit it from the junction.
Best. Fotherham sent out. Kramer, long on the triple. Fotherham tracks down the rebound. Back inside Burgess, left hand and one.
Burgess has looked for a shot these last couple possessions, and that time going up strong. Finishing through the contact, and a chance to push it back to three here.
2:41 left in the fourth, and Burgess, chance to make it a three-point lead for Lone Peak, and he does. Of course, his uncle, Chris Burgess, the former Duke Blue Devil and Utah Ute, currently on the staff of Coach Smith. Into the corner is Fisher. Back up top, Atwater. Coleman, been huge in the fourth quarter as he gets that out to Whicker. Speaking of being big, it's Whicker.
Yeah.
And here comes the double. Able to dribble around at 8 on the shot clock. Tough pass to Eggett, 6 on the shot clock. Atwater pulls for 3. And we're tied again at 65.
That's the fourth combined three between Atwater and Whicker in the fourth quarter. And I didn't love that shot. And Coleman hits it.
Had to get it up too.
Yep.
There's a Jay short. Kramer. Oh, they'll call the contact there from Atwater. We'll play on. Depending on what fan base you're watching, you appreciate the result, and the other one doesn't. Eggett, step through, left it short. As Davis has been able to come back to tie the game, but can't get the lead. Had some opportunities and just has been unable to pull it off. As we're going to walk all the way down the end of the floor for 1-on-1 free throws.
That's one that if Davis loses, Eggett is going to replay that one in his mind. I mean, he finishes that 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
And one that just can't get over the front of the rim. Did all the work. Just late. Couldn't get the finish.
So Anbury at the line. Just tipped 2 free throws. And calmly hits the front end. And a chance to go up 2. Goes 1 of 2, and now a chance for Davis to take the lead as we go inside of a minute and a half remain in regulation. Zach Fisher sends in the corner. Eggett short on the triple. Anbury, late save.
And a foul.
And now a foul to Fisher's number 2. As Anbury will walk down there to the floor for 1-on-1 free throws. The last 1-on-1 free throws, as that's the 19th foul on Davis. I'm stunned he grabbed that ball. He boxed it out all the way to the corner.
And I'm guessing if he felt like he had to because he was being kind of pushed into it, right? Where it's like, I'm going to have to do something with this. But yeah, I was kind of surprised too. It was an effective box out.
Yeah, I thought so too. Hits the first. Make it a protected lead with another free throw. Make it a 3-point game. And does. 68-65. Lone Peak, but Davis has had an answer this fourth quarter outside of Fisher. They'll need to shoot the 3. There's 23 on the shot clock as we go inside of a minute left.
Critical possession. Have to have points here for Davis.
Fisher working on Fotheringham. Too strong. Rebound. Taken away by Eggett. Foul on the
Yeah, I called
rebound.
Burgess.
Yeah. They call it 14, so they're calling it on Fotheringham.
Wow.
1-1 free throws here to Eggett.
I thought it was going to be on Burgess. My bad.
So number 3 on Fotheringham. 1-1. Keegan Eggett. Knocks down the front end. Free throws have been a thing tonight. Forgot about the first half. Davis had the bunch of opportunities at the line. And Eggett. And when they needed it, goes 2 for 2. And it's a 1-point game. Full timeout on the floor. 49 seconds left. We'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak and Davis basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.